How's it going, everybody? This is Bert and Preston from Lost in the Dark podcast, and tonight we are finally going to see Venom. Came out in theaters a couple days ago. Critics are harsh on it,
right?
So far, but we hope they're wrong. 9 times out of 10, we disagree with the fucking critics anyway. So, yeah, we'll see what we get. Welcome back to Lost in the Dark podcast, everybody. We just got back from Venom. Me here with Preston and Bree. Bree actually created our rating system, the Goat Head rating system. Fucking. So yeah, let's get into it. We just saw this fucking movie that we've been waiting for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think?
I thought it was fucking good. Better than most people thought it was, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, like we said before, the critical reviews have been bad.
Stop. Go on.
Nyla, which has made an appearance on the podcast before. The critical reviews have been bad, but the audience reviews have been good. And, yeah, like we said in the car, fucking first 25 minutes were a little clunky and a little slow. Like, you could have definitely done without some of that and added some other things. You could have played with it a little bit different ways. In terms of comparing it to Lethal Protector, is very different. Like, obviously in the comics, he's kind of banished from New York by Spider-Man. One line almost in the movie mentioned, yeah, I wasn't running from New York or something like that. And he left the Daily, I think it was Globe. Yeah, they didn't say the Daily Bugle, which was that bummed me out. But, yeah, once he got Venom in him, the whole fucking movie from there was fantastic.
Yeah, it changed everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much every fucking moment with those guys was awesome.
It essentially added a character. They did a really good job at making Venom its own character.
Right.
You know? And I really liked that.
What did you think, babe?
I thought it was good. I thought the graphics looked good. And the slimy bits of it when he was moving around and stuff.
Yeah. It was very wet. Nyla, go on. Go on,
and it didn't look like two separate things, like CGI and humans sitting next to each other. It looked like they were in the same film, not like two different bits.
Did you notice how his eyes kind of had almost like an abalone shell shine to them?
Yeah.
That was sweet. I liked that.
Was Villain was okay.
Riot.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of him. I thought he looked pretty cool. But leading up to that scene, the guy was pretty basic.
Yeah.
He wasn't dark. He didn't seem mysterious at all. He was just kind of a guy. You know what I mean? He's even trying to be nice to people.
Sort of.
Yeah, he was kind of fucked up.
He was like a nice evil. Like that kind of thing. Like he'll trick you with how nice he can be and then be evil. Which is what he did to the one girl.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I don't think it's a bad idea to have this just be the Venom movie and then the next one bring in a good villain like Carnage or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Scream. Again, disappointed that Scream wasn't in it.
Yeah.
I think she'll be in it. The sequel, if there is one.
Yeah, I hope
for
so.
sure. They just left her fucking shit there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen her.
Yeah, we did. But then she only got into a rabbit.
Yeah. She
that
murdered
was
a rabbit.
Loved there was a brief fucking moment where Venom appeared. Venom went onto Eddie Brock's girlfriend, and that was fucking fantastic. That was one of my favorite parts for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It looked really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, what else we got? I didn't see, first viewing I didn't see a ton of Easter eggs, but I feel like there were a lot that I just missed.
Probably.
I'm sure. I'm sure somebody will make something about it.
Oh, yeah. What else was it? Yeah, the first chunk was a little bit slow, but then, just the whole fucking, every single, you made a good point in the car. even when Venom per se isn't like in the scene, he's still in the scene as long as Eddie Brock is, because he can come in with the voice,
Yeah.
which is fucking. They
Awesome.
did a really good job with that, and a really good job making him his own character. Like
Right.
that was awesome. And I loved the part where he like came out of him and had the face in front of him where he was talking to him.
Yeah,
That was
that was
fucking sweet. And yeah, so many. Oh my god. So many times where he was like jumping around in the action scenes, all the stuff that would come out of him and like wrap around other stuff. I was like, that was straight from the comics. Like some of the parts were like, oh, that was sweet. All of Venom's dialogue was awesome. I just loved everything he said.
A turd in the wind.
A turd in the wind. It's awesome.
I like that he called him a pussy.
Yeah.
He called Eddie Brock pussy. That was awesome.
Insane.
And then the fucking ending. Oh no, one thing that I did like a lot. So the movie's fucking awesome, and then it ends, and then all of a sudden what starts playing is an Eminem song. And
Yeah.
I was like, it's like I'd forgotten that it was gonna be in the movie at all, and I was like, fuck yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
That made me happy. But then let's talk about those end credit scenes.
It was the first one wasn't as bad as the second one. The second one was actually really kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first one was a real end credit scene. They go to San Quentin. Eddie Brock goes to San Quentin and goes in to interview Cletus Cassidy, even though they never actually say his name, being played by Woody Harrelson. And he has a line where he's like, "When I get out of here, it's gonna be carnage." And as you know, it was good. It was a good scene. I just think they could have played with it a little bit differently and made it more dramatic. Like instead of him, I don't know if I would have had Cletus Cassidy say anything.
I mean, he was, I don't know if you saw, but he was using his own blood to write "Welcome Eddie" on his.
Oh, was he? I didn't.
Page.
I knew it said a welcome, but I couldn't
Yeah,
see what
he
the other
was
part
literally using his own blood to write "Welcome Eddie," so that was kind of like, ugh, you know, kind of added suspensefulness to it.
But it,
He started talking about playing the psycho.
yeah. Am I gonna do the whole serial killer thing? Yeah. It brings carnage into the mix, so that's exciting either
Yeah.
way. But then the second end credit scene.
See, my main thing about the second one is I don't think that all of the people that see like Venom and Deadpool and all of these movies, all the live action ones, are gonna see that cartoon one, because to me that cartoon one feels like something for like teenage boys. I don't know if it's the cartoon or the way that it's written or the Spider-Man itself, but I feel like teenage boys are gonna connect with that, like 13-year-olds. But people like us who are in our 20s are probably not gonna see that one unless they're hardcore Spider-Man fans, you know?
Right. One thing that I thought was funny was how it lagged. Did you notice that? It was skipping frames and shit like that.
A little
The
bit.
animation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
didn't
thought that
know
was
if
kind of weird
supposed
because
to happen
I
as
know.
a part of the
but
like cinematic
we seen the
of it.
trailer at the beginning, so I figured maybe that was fucking up, but it did it again in the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
And fucking people spent Nyla. People spend hundreds of dollars to fucking get rid of that shit when they're like computer gaming and shit.
Yeah.
You know, like that is something people fight against, and they're
Maybe-
using it as some sort of cinematic fucking tool.
Maybe it's
or-
to make it have this technological feel to it.
Yeah,
like
that's the
some
last
sort
thing
of,
you want
like,
with it.
Well, like
You know?
maybe he's like a computer geek or something. I don't
That's
know.
can't be a good computer.
It's probably just some part of the cinematics to
Yeah, I know.
make it interesting.
I'm sure
like
that's what they
video
were
games
thinking.
do that, how they kind of like glitch
Yeah.
out sometimes in their trailers for like cinematic purposes, you know?
Yeah.
So, what's it called? Spider-Verse? Into the Spider-Verse? or
Yeah,
something?
I mean that
So-
concept is interesting.
Stop.
Before the movie started, they showed us a trailer for Into the Spider-Verse, a new animated series coming out,
Yeah.
where all the different versions of Spider-Man are in different universes and they're all melting together. So you get Miles Morales, Peter Parker, Gwen Stacy, all of them. And Venom's second post-credit scene was a scene. It literally said like in a comic book block. Meanwhile, in another universe, and then it showed us a scene from the cartoon, which had nothing to do with the movie Venom.
Yeah.
Which I had an enormous problem with, because essentially what you did there was use a post-credit scene to be an advertisement for something else.
Yeah.
And unless that's an advertisement for the next Venom movie, which is what the post-credit scenes are supposed to be, essentially an advertisement setting up the sequel of whatever the movie you just saw was, now you're just taking that and using it to advertise other things. And that bothered me, on top of the fact that this was a PG-13 movie. Like,
Yeah.
I have an issue with that because Venom was never like kids comics. Like, kids were like, yeah, sure, all comics are kind of made for kids, but Venom was always a more adult character. It was created by Todd McFarlane,
Right.
not Stan Lee. Like,
No.
in the 90s, you know what I mean? So this wasn't the whole thing where the director and stuff has been saying like, well, we wanted all the kids to be able to come see it. This was never meant to be a kid's character, really. Like, so
He
it's
eats
kind of
people's heads.
yeah, he's a cannibal.
He's
literally
talking
a
about
cannibal.
eating livers and how much he wants to eat a person's limbs one by one in the movie. He has like 1,000 teeth in his mouth. Why would you take your kid to that unless you want your kid to have screaming nightmares?
Yeah, he's like the most metal fucking evil son of a bitch. Like, yeah, he eats people. Like, that's what his thing.
The whole idea of the movie, the idea that they're bringing people in as test subjects and just letting them die over and over again, like with no care at all for their well-being or anything, like, why would you want your kid to see any of that? They're mad about video games that have violence, but you want to take your kid to a show where they're going to be beating the crap out of people?
And using homeless people as test subjects. I mean, yeah, exactly.
And the
like,
people like look all grotesque and fucked up. Like, that would give your kid nightmares. That whole movie would give your kid nightmares. Zombie nightmares, Venom nightmares, weird toothy fucking demon nightmares. Like, no, that's not child appropriate. Neither is Deadpool. All these movies are not meant for kids. They were never written for kids.
Right. But we're gonna tag the end of it with here's a cartoon we're putting out.
Yeah.
Like, that just, I mean...
Which obviously looks like it's for kids. It
Oh,
looks,
yeah, it looks good.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, it actually looks pretty... Unless, you know, what Press just put it out is, you know, just shitty... Unless it's just shitty editing. I don't know what that is. But, I mean, you know, I'm into the idea of that cartoon. But to use a scene as a post-credit scene for the movie Venom just seems wrong. And I don't know. It's weird, especially coming from Sony, because like we talked about, Logan was at least nominated for Academy Awards. Deadpool 1 and 2, huge hits, both are. Why are you going PG-13 on Venom? Like, the cannibal. Like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So, yeah, that bothered me quite a bit. But
More ticket sales.
yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. It feels like selling out what the character is to reach a wider audience.
Right.
And that's not. However, it was so beautiful.
How did you guys feel about the shape of Venom? Because I felt like he was more round than I see him in the comics. Like, his head seems more...
Well, his eyes were
Yeah.
a different shape, too.
Yeah, they
A little
seem like
bit,
they're in
yeah.
a different... Almost in a different place, too. Like, I feel like almost like his head was more, not alien-like, but almost like longer in the back for some reason in the comics.
Right.
I don't know, maybe it's just my brain. I just felt like he was more round in the movie. Definitely more, almost like one of those suits that you get, the muscle suits that you blow up in the air.
Yeah.
He kind of looked like that.
Interesting.
A little bit. I can see what you're saying about the roundness, too, yeah.
Yeah, like, I understand what they're going for. Maybe they didn't want to have, like, human-esque muscle formations, and he probably doesn't even have muscles because he's, like, whatever that goo is.
Yeah.
I'm kind of mad about that. We got a whole movie about if they don't do a symbiote specific, like, where we get to know about, like, more about them, what they are, more about the meteor.
'Cause they didn't tell us shit.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we got nothing as far as like what they call themselves, what what they think of themselves. We got none of that, and I would like more of that, like more of his backstory. Why does he call himself a loser? You know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'd say hopefully we get it in the sequel, and we pretty much know that we're getting a sequel.
Yeah, it's hitting the box office hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Despite all the early shitty critical reviews, and here's something I want to talk about. Because I knew if I came out of this movie liking it, this is why you never trust the fucking critics. We talked about it earlier. Because the critics are looking to check boxes on a piece of paper. They're looking for how the movie goes in terms of like all these very specific things like cinematography and writing and how it's cut and directing and all these things, which are all valid and important.
Yeah.
But the most valid and important thing is how the movie makes you feel. And if it makes you feel good and excited, and it's like, holy fucking shit, I can't believe I'm seeing this right now, and it's amazing, then that should be the biggest takeaway. To me, at least. So, yeah, like, don't get fucking jaded, people. Like, cause, God, man, like, God, if you had told me when The Dark Knight came out, when The Dark Knight Rises came out, if someone came back in time and said, like 10, 11 years, the guy that plays Bane is gonna play fucking Venom in a stand-alone Venom movie, I would have said, fuck you. There's no way we're getting to Venom. There's no way this is all getting that. We only had, like, maybe a couple Iron Man movies at that point, maybe a Captain America and a Thor. Like, it was all just starting. I never thought we'd get this fucking far. And yet, here we are. And it's fucking amazing. So just don't take it for granted, people. Like, oh.
I mean, those people can say what they want and write a billion YouTube reviews, but regardless, people are going to go out and see it for themselves, you know, because people are interested. You know, you're only taking somebody's word for it if you don't see it for your own eyes. You
Yeah,
don't know
definitely
how
go
you'll
out.
feel.
Oh, yeah.
Form your own opinions.
Yeah. But just keep in mind, the Batman movies from my childhood, the suit had nipples on it.
Yeah.
Okay, these were the problems
Those
that
are the
we
good
got.
ones.
Alright? Now we have a
I
fucking
love those.
live action Venom movie. Alright? Like, this, oh god. It's just so wonderful.
Fuck yes.
CGI and shit has come far, though. From when
Oh my
we've
God.
seen, like, a really far jump for, like, from the movie, the superhero movies that we saw as a kid. And
Even the
now,
first
you know?
Spider-Man movies. Even just go back to the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
The first time we saw Venom on screen in Spider-Man 3. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
it was so. Ooh, that guy. I don't know why they picked that actor
Neither do I.
to be. Ooh,
That was a strange
oh,
one. That
He's
whole...
such a weird dude. like-
Apparently, Venom was never originally supposed to be in that movie. Sam Raimi has talked about it, and he's like, the studio, like, really fucked me over on this one and, like, took control of a lot of things, made me put Venom in it, and, like, all this other stuff, so.
That's fucked up.
Because they were planning on... They knew that was going to be Sam Raimi's last one, and they wanted his last movie to set up more movies that they were going to do with Venom and stuff like that.
Right.
And, yeah, it all fell apart.
I mean,
Not
I
love.
Oh yeah. Well,
anything
That
else?
about it? What are we giving it?
Did you?
What?
Did we talk about the other? Oh yeah, we did.
right.
How many go-aheads we giving it? Preston?
Should we break it down into categories like?
I don't know.
Like
No.
story.
No,
like-
just overall.
Yeah.
If we're
Just
out
overall?
of 5,
Yeah.
I don't know. Anywhere between 3.9 and 4.1.
Okay.
You could say
So
4.
we'll say 4 goat-heads.
I don't know. I don't.
6 gigajoules.
I
of
feel
go-aheads?
like the beginning was boring, but I had a lot of fun. But it just left me wanting more.
Which
Like
I
I'm
think
looking
it's
forward
good.
to a sequel.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. I just want more.
No, but I feel like leaving you wanting more is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were some gaps though. There were some things that were left out. I feel like with like the thing that we
Yeah.
were talking about earlier, where he was like, he was saying that he was gonna stay here, and then he told them that the reason he was staying was because of the Eddie Brock guy, and he said it was because of him. But they didn't really show us any like bonding time or anything that would like give them that connection.
So
you know?
what rating would you give it?
I'd say a good solid 3.
Good
A
sound.
3 from Bree. 3 go-aheads. I will give it... I'll give it a 4.
Give it a 4?
Yeah, I'll give it a 4. I really I enjoyed that. I want to go see it again, and I definitely looking forward to the sequel. So...
Yeah. 2 4s, 1 3. The only one,
We'll call it-
unbiased opinion here would be Bree.
Yeah. We'll call it
I
all
think
together. We
about
could say
it as a
3.5.
whole
3.5
picture.
altogether.
Yeah, that's
I don't
fair.
know much about the comic book aspect of it, so just from like the movie
Yeah.
aspect and like
You
the
just
things
went
that they
into it.
left out,
Yeah.
you know, there's some things that I wish they would have like maybe explained a little bit more,
Yeah.
fleshed out, gave him a little bit more background, Venom, and like at least made us understand why he thought he was a loser. Because they
Right.
just kind of dropped that on us, like, well, why is that? So.
Hell yeah.
All right.
All right, man.
Well, that's our fucking Venom review. 3.5 out of 5 go-heads for Venom. It's excellent. Go
Fuck yeah.
see it. You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
It's great. And yeah, that's it. We'll be back very soon with a whole lot more stuff. And remember, October's Dogman month. Lost in the Dark podcast. Check out Dogman. We're gonna have Dogman stuff coming, and Instagram, Facebook, all the fun stuff. Lots of content. Enjoy.